Another retro gamer.
Welcome to another Retro Gamer. This time I'm going to be playing Lemmings. This is the Super Nintendo version of the PC game. In this video I'm going to be playing it on the lowest difficulty, which is called Fun. Let's begin. For those watching who have never played Lemmings before you begin each level it tells you the level name, it tells you the amount of lemmings that will be released in the level, it tells you the percentage of those lemmings that need to be saved in order to pass the level, it tells you the release rate for how fast the lemmings will be dropped at the start, it tells you how much time you have to finish the level, and it also tells you the rating / difficulty, which is Fun. Okay, so basically you have to get the lemmings back home. In some levels you have to actually get all of them, but there's other levels where you don't have to get all of them, you just have to get a minimum amount. Okay, so what I've done is I've selected the digger. I'll basically make them dig down there. Since this is the Fun difficulty, this of course is pretty easy to begin with. The game does get harder and more complicated as you go on. I can actually speed up the release rate for the lemmings dropping out at the start, but you can't actually speed up how fast the lemmings walk along things. And so when you finish a level, it gives you the results screen. It'll let you know if you've actually passed the level. You need to make sure that you get at least the amount that you need to succeed, and it tells you how many you rescued, so in this case it's 100%. What I'm doing here is I'm giving them umbrellas, and what that does is when they fall from a height, instead of falling to their death, what they'll do is, as you can see, use the umbrella to float down. So this level we need to use blockers to prevent other lemmings from going too far. When you're playing 2 and you want to select a different lemming type, you don't have to actually move the cursor down to the bottom here and then select it that way. You can actually press the X or the Y button and that will cycle through them. Plus it makes a nice little piano noise. This here, that's actually a nuke. So that'll blow them all up. and then I'll be able to finish the level. So I had to sacrifice some in that level. The game's got pretty good music too. A lot of them are actually based on real songs. In a lot of levels they give you just enough of a lemming type to succeed. Down here you have your map, shows you where the lemmings are. If you want to, you can actually select a different part of the map. It'll take you to that part of the screen. So the one that I have selected now, that's a basher. As you play through the game and the difficulty level changes, you'll come across the same levels again. They look the same, they're laid out the same, but you don't get the same amount of lemming types and you don't get the same lemming types. So it makes it a bit harder. Speed things up again. It's one of those games where you have to basically just wait until the lemmings get to the exit. Almost there. Okay, so here what I have to do is I have to make a blocker, then I have to blow them up. Hasta la vista, baby. That way it creates a gap. Sometimes too, in some levels, you'll have lemmings that are grouped up, but not in the way that they are right here. You'll get them grouped up in a sense where there's a few of them, but they look like they're one lemming, but there's actually a few all in the same space. Now these builders, they build staircases. There's a certain amount of bricks that they put down before they'll actually stop building. It'll make a little sound effect to let you know that that's coming up, like so. And then if you want to keep going, you just have to make sure that you're on the lemming that's building and then make him build again. To prevent lemmings from falling down in this gap, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a few of these lemmings that are behind start to build. That way that'll hold them up and hold the other ones up, so I can then make this guy build. And so by the time these other lemmings catch up, he will have built over that gap. The first time you play this game, it's interesting because you have to try and figure out what to do, where to do it. It's a fun game to play. It's probably one of the best Super Nintendo versions of a PC game that's been released for the system, I think. I can afford to sacrifice some. And as you may have noticed, in certain levels the release rate is already pretty high to start with, so you don't have much time to actually figure out what to do. Unless of course you pause it, which you can do. You can pause the game and that'll pause everything, and then that'll give you time to figure out what you need to do, and also give you time to sort of look down at what you have available in terms of skills for lemmings to do, and then from there you know what to do next. So these are coming out 99 straight away. Okay, so he'll prevent anyone from walking into that trap. I'll blow him up so that he'll be gone by the time these lemmings are in the exit. That way it'll save time. Phew, that was very close. Actually, how I did that was pretty dangerous because I could have ran out of umbrellas. These arrows mean that you can only bash in that direction. If I tried to bash in the opposite direction, it's just not going to work. It's funny, this icon where the cursor is, that's the icon for the exit. To me, it kind of looks like a big toe and a toenail. The things you notice when you're playing a game where you have to sometimes wait for things to happen. Done. And that's one way of doing it. There's probably another way to do it too. When you're playing on the early difficulty levels, you can experiment a bit sometimes and find that there's more than one way to do things. Okay, so this level is interesting. I have 20 diggers. You have to use them all. And the idea is that you have to make sure that you leave enough room. So it's best to go as far to this side as you can. And then as each lemming gets close, you have to turn them into a digger. And as they dig down, by the time they've dug through that, when they fall, they won't die from that height. On another difficulty level, you have to make sure that you start as far to the right as you can. Because if you don't, you will run out of room. Oh snap. I forgot to give him an umbrella. Well, I can afford to lose one lemming. Okay, so they'll start going through the exit now. I like the sound effects. Boing, boing. If there's too many lemmings on the screen at once, it'll slow things down. It's just something to do with the game, so it's best to just move to another part of the screen where there's not as many lemmings. I made a mistake here. I should have only had one of these guys building out here, but anyway. I've still got plenty of builders to get them across. Straggler. Actually, I think I won't have enough. Damn. Watch that. Anyway, I'll still get through the level. You'll get to see what happens when they go in a trap. That's not the best way to go about it, but at least I've done it. Meanwhile, this other lemming is basically just bashing all the way to his death. Got some stragglers there. There's not much to really talk about while playing this game at times because it's just a matter of waiting for things to happen. increase the release rate. That'll speed things up a bit, at least how quickly they come out of the gate. Do that just in case. Okay, so they're home. Alright. Now I've got to get the rest home now. Those who already know this game and know what to do in every level, you're probably shaking your heads at some of the things that I've done. But if you're new to the game and you haven't played it before, this is the best that I can play it at the moment. Just like the title of this level says, it is easy when you know how. Sometimes it's hard to get a basher to do something when there's a lot of lemmings because you end up catching the ones that are going in the opposite direction to which you want them to be. You may be thinking, well, why didn't I just bash all the way to that way and then just let the lemmings go down there and then all across that way? Well, that's because if you did that, there's actually traps that you can't see about there, and they're sort of like spread out like that. So pretty much I have to make a blocker and then blow him up. But I have to make sure that I don't do it near a wall where it's going to lead them into the fire. I'll wait a bit before more come. Because if I blow him up there, it'll create a gap which may make them fall even further and then end up dying. There we go, so we just wait it out and then they'll get home. That's the way to do it. Yeah, so a lot of these levels, they may look hard before you start, but some of them are pretty easy to do. That's on fun difficulty, of course. I'm also trying to make these levels go as quick as I can because otherwise the video will be extremely long. I'm hoping to make it probably about an hour at the most. I've been debating with these Let's Plays that are long to make a few different versions available. One version is the one with commentary and doing the whole, well, doing it all in one video. Or whether to also have available a version where it's just the gameplay, so no commentary. Okay, so we're at level 20 now. There's actually 10 more levels left on the fun difficulty. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do a few different versions of each video when I do them on the Let's Plays. So that's either with commentary disabled, or as I have been, with the commentary enabled, and for longer videos, split them up if they're way too long. Like if they're going to be over an hour, split them up so that they're not as long to watch in one sitting. Didn't catch him in time. Anyway. Now that trap there, if I build there, he should clear it. There's a little bit of a zone there where if you do it wrong, he'll actually fall into the trap even though he's not technically, visually at least, touching it. That should be enough to clear it, and they won't hit the trap. It would help if I actually chose the explosive lemming. That's the other thing I've been thinking about these videos that are long like this is, should I do some editing work? Like, should I basically speed things up by skipping cutscenes? If there's cutscenes that I can't actually skip in-game, should I just, in the edit, go to the next part? Let me know in the comments of these videos what methods you think would be best to use, because I want to make these videos as enjoyable to watch as I can, without getting boring and tedious. missed the asshole. I'll get this one as he's coming along. As you can see, because there's so many lemmings on the screen at once, it just slows things down. This will help things. I dug through that other portion of that staircase, so I could just leave this one lemming by himself. That way it'll also stop lemmings from falling to their death from that part too. And I'll move this over this way so that it speeds things up even more. In fact, I'll go back to this guy and blow this lemming up now, and then that way it'll make things quicker at this end. Apologies if this hasn't been very exciting with the commentary. But yeah, there's a lot of moments like this where you just have to basically wait for the lemmings to get to where they need to be. Doesn't matter about that lemming. Because YouTube doesn't have the option to turn different audio tracks on and off when you're actually watching a video, I can't actually make it so that you can enable or disable commentary on the fly as you're watching. so it would have to be multiple versions of the same video, and I'd put them all in a playlist. Okay, so while he's doing that through that wall, I'll blow up this blocker to let the other lemmings through. They did a sequel called Lemmings 2: The Tribes, and in that game, you can actually speed up the speed at which the lemmings move. The only problem is it also speeds up how fast the timer counts down, so you have to use it when you know that you're not very far from the end of the level, but you also have enough time for the lemmings to reach the end of the level. I was about to say then, I thought, have I given them enough of a buffer so that they don't fall to their death? This level is very annoying on higher difficulties. Okay, let's see if that actually worked. And I think it did, because otherwise I would have heard these lemmings falling to their death and squishing. Now imagine doing this level, but without the luxury of having all these different lemming types down the bottom to choose from. Nightmare on Lem Street. I love that title for this level. What I also like is that Lem is an anagram of elm, so I thought that was quite creative how they came up with that title for this level. Now this level is pretty easy because there's only 2 lemmings that I have to save. But of course if you stuff up and one dies, well, you have to start the level again. The pause button, as I said earlier, can come in handy when you need to make sure that you have enough time to think what you need to do next. Ah, that one died. Anyway, I think that one should have enough room to get across. There was probably a much better and easier way to do that level, but anyway, it's done. Pretty much. Just gotta wait for the lemmings to get home. This song is actually very familiar, but I can't place what the actual song is that this instrumental version is of. Increase the rate at which the lemmings come out to 99. Okay, so hopefully the lemmings will be able to step up to that little ledge. I just want to make sure that this builder has enough blocks to get across to the exit. I think he should pass underneath that okay. I have plenty of time left, which is good. Blow him up now so I don't have to worry about it later. Okay, so level 30, this is the final level for the fun difficulty. Let's go. So now we're treated to a little cutscene to let you know that you've actually finished the difficulty level that you've been on. Okay, so the next difficulty up from fun is tricky. In the future I may actually do the tricky difficulty level. We'll see how feedback goes on this particular video. As I've said before, if you want me to actually do different versions where it's the same video except one is with commentary and the other is without it, and if you want me to split them up into separate videos so it's not just having to watch it all in one chunk, just let me know in the comments on this video. And if you've actually watched this far, thank you very much for watching. Thanks for your patience and your perseverance in getting this far, and I'll see you in the next video.